insinuated thing, and I took it to town council, and council said, just let me know. If you, in other words, what you normally do with people is, you go to them and talk to them, say, listen, you made a mistake as head of building, you did something wrong. So if you guys wanna go ahead and pursue this thing, I got free counsel. And I'm gonna sue you up the wazoo, you know?
Yeah.
And put it this way here, potentially, what the other person did, he could lose his job. He's appointed every year by the board of select. So anyway, that said, I didn't have to go that way because how do I say it? Sometimes
Richard?
when you tell people I found out that I can do this and this, and
Yeah.
I found out that there were several people outside of Bellingham that knew about it. So I said, oh, so now you're slandering me as a public health official. No, anyway, so whatever.
But,
Yeah, that's fine.
Mr. Martinelli is calling in tonight.
Okay, good. Yeah,
Hello.
Board of Health, Martinelli, attending meeting by phone.
All right. Can you guys hear him okay?
I can hear you.
You guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Did you open the meeting?
Not yet. 4 minutes, I guess. So.
Yeah, we're just, we're waiting for, just a couple more minutes for the
Yeah.
meeting to actually start.
Okay.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Did you guys get Rob's email?
I didn't look this morning. This morning I looked.
He sent it,
Is it
like,
this?
no.
No. Okay.
he like just sent it.
Okay, fine. I didn't
We
see it.
can, I mean, you guys can look at it now, we can talk at it during the meeting, or you guys can just look at it and we can talk about it after the meeting.
That's fine.
It's not on the docket, but it's just,
Well,
I
if
mean,
you bring up,
his email is self-explanatory.
okay,
Essentially.
can you bring that up since I didn't look
Yep.
at it? And then it can come right in as we say, tobacco, food inspector agent grading. So,
Yep.
you know, whatever.
Deal with that, Dylan.
I can read it out for you.
I was gonna say, if they sent that to my email on the town, I don't have that here.
Yeah, I think it would have, because he sent it to Board of Health, so it would have been
Okay.
it would have been your town email. So I'll read it out loud for you if you want. I can just read it during the meeting,
That's fine.
but
Yeah, if you don't mind, Richard, you'll read it during the meeting. And everybody will have a chance to comment.
That's fine, whatever you wanna do.
Okay, thank you.
I'm game for anything you guys want.
Okay.
Hi Richard, how are you?
Fantastic, and yourself?
Doing good.
Everybody happy down in Bellingham?
No, let's not get crazy.
Yeah. Well, remember, in the old days, we would say, like, if they were happy, they were either drinking or partaking of
Yeah.
some other stuff, but no, we're happy in the, how do I say it? The endorphins in our body, those are things, the feel good hormones. When you,
That's gonna make you all healthy. is what
Right,
I'm
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
say. There you go.
when the sun comes out, that actually helps us as humans, you know?
Yeah, well, one foot's above the ground is even better.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. We should.
I was gonna say, I think,
Yeah, check and see.
yeah, she should be here.
No, we'll be taking it, right? Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, it's taped regardless, she must be. I have the participants up, I'm just waiting to get like, when someone pops in, I'll be able to add them. Text Laura real quick.
Not sure if there's a bug in it, or is that just a?
That's just like a ringing, like a buzzing sound. It's not a bug, that's the machine.
Okay, fine, good. First I thought, so I've got something inside the, what do you call it, the vent down there. Going to stay down, I think we're, you know. Okay, so you ready?
Yep.
Alright.
I'll just monitor
Okay,
the participants for.
okay, being 7 o'clock, I'd like to open the meeting for the Bellingham Board of Health. May 7th, 2024, myself being 40 chair, vice chair, Rick Gilberti, member, Richard Martinelli, agent Dylan Labonte, and yes, minutes clerk, Laura Renard, if she's there, and any other guests. First order of business is the minutes from April 16th.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes as typed for April 16, 2024.
Second,
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
Aye.
abstaining. Okay, so carries. Okay, next item of business is, tobacco, food inspector, Agent Griffin,
All right.
/ Agent Levon.
So I'll just get right into it. So I'm just gonna read the email that Rob sent out to you guys. So he said, "Good evening. I apologize if this is coming through email as well as my recent unavailability for meetings. Due to my recent class schedule, Tuesday evenings have been difficult for me to attend, having a class that starts at 5:30 in the evening. With that being said, my Tuesday evening classes conclude next week and I will be in attendance at the next meeting in person. However, after careful consideration, due to recent changes in both my professional and personal life, I do not feel that my new schedule will be conducive to being able to complete the food inspections moving forward. After many conversations with Dylan, I have agreed to stay on through the end of June to assist in the transition of the inspection role to him in the office. We have planned to take several days in the coming weeks to do inspections together to assist with training and to bring all necessary parties up to speed on any items that may be in the works with different establishments. At the request of Dylan and with the permission of the board, I would be happy to stay on as the tobacco agent moving forward, but these items can be addressed in the future at the next meeting where he will be in attendance in person. I appreciate the many years I have been able to serve the board and my community in this position, as well as your confidence in me. I look forward to seeing you all at the next meeting, and I hope to continue on as a tobacco agent with the board going forward. Professionally, Robert Griffin."
Okay. So,
that's not bad.
So
yeah.
just to kind of fill you guys in,
How do you feel about?
I got a hold of him.
You
I
can
was
do
able
all
to
the
chat with
inspections,
him.
you think, once?
Yeah,
The next cycle?
I think, I mean, we're in the next cycle, so
Yeah, what
what
I'm
we're
saying
gonna
is,
do it,
Will
yeah,
you stay through in other words, it's January to March, April, May, June, when June ends.
because the idea
The next
is,
cycle is July through September. and then-
the idea is that Rob has been like, essentially, he's been saving up like vacation days
Okay.
for his job so that he can take days off to complete inspections.
Okay.
And so now that he's going to be out of class, his plan was that he's going to take like, say, a Monday and a Friday off. And then, on those days, myself and Michelle from the office would go out with Rob and we would conduct inspections. I've conducted my fair share of food establishment inspections. With that being said, there are some establishments that just have like their own quirk. Such as Grumpy's, they have like a strange kitchen back room type of situation where their kitchen is very small, but the back room is actually underneath the facility.
Okay. How's the ceiling? Vic? We had.
I'm not sure. I
I
haven't
checked that.
Yeah.
because Last
Um,
time the ceilings was painted falling.
yeah, but I digress. Essentially,
Right.
there's quirks and stuff about the. Sorry, Laura texted me and said she's not able to get into the meeting. I don't know why. Anyway,
You want to finish it? Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead and see if we can get it.
yeah.
Pause it or whatever, that's fine.
Yes,
Do you feel that you can do all the food inspections without them?
Yeah.
Let's start with that.
yes.
You'll have Michelle too.
I was going to say, the point I was making is we'll be essentially using this time to train Michelle, so I will be putting food establishments in the schedule, and whatever I don't get, Michelle will do.
Okay,
Michelle and Laura,
that's fine, that's fine. Okay.
so
How many tobacco licenses? It's 30?
Max,
30.
I think we have.
we have the cap of allowed establishments is 30. I think active tobacco establishments is somewhere around 28.
Right.
There's a couple that either lost their grandfathering or
Right,
didn't renew
I have a
permits.
quick question. I kind of, in my mind, I've got to go dig in my records or call a past member. I don't know. I guess maybe have Laura look this up, or you can look it up. You can have her do it though. We had said, I think 30 was the max, but that we would knock them down as they went out.
I can
Find out,
review
'cause
like
I'm not
meeting
sure if
notes
that's a good idea or
or
a bad idea.
actually kind of a good segue. In the previous meeting, you had requested the tobacco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what's in front of you.
Okay, fine.
And that's, I wanna.
So
read
that's those are the local tobacco ones,
Right.
so these are ours.
Yeah,
Correct, yeah.
And then the ones that I was more so referring to in the last meeting that are like change a lot, and there's a lot of nuances to, those are more so the state ones. Which.
Are they attached here or not?
This is just the town ones,
Right.
but I can get you the state ones,
The state ones are
Please.
Yeah.
much more strict.
Yeah, please, if you can.
of course.
The only thing we have in our thing is obviously 1,000 feet for a school, 500 feet for another retailer. Those are things that, you know,
Well, I didn't know if we wanted to start opening the discussion of the Brookline. Ordinance. Brookline has now, and they won at the Supreme Judicial Court. That it's legal to do. Anybody that's born after the year 2000. Cannot, no longer buy cigarettes in Brookline, none.
Yeah.
So. Basically, within 20 years, you'll have no liquor, no cigarette licenses at all. I've read their ordinance, it sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna hurt businesses,
Yeah.
but. It might save lives.
What we did was, we made sure that when we passed our reg, and Cheryl Sabara sat here to tell us how to do this, is if you accepted 18-year-olds that were before the thing, we said, no, they're all gone. So you have to be 21, because if not, what happens is, as those people came along, they could actually, because of the way the law was structured in some cities and towns, they could purchase, because they were grandfathered.
Yeah.
There's no grandfathering going. You have to be
I
21.
think that's a great idea. I think,
It's something to think about because, when they put the ordinance in, if it was 2023, I think, is when it actually got approved by the Supreme Court. That meant 23-year-olds and above can buy, but anything below. Now, this year, it's anything 24-year-olds above,
Oh, so it's a
23 drop, oh, yeah.
Scale, okay. Well, I
So
mean,
within 20 years, those
I like
people
that idea.
would be gone.
right.
I think that's a great idea.
It helps the
Yeah.
town weed off of the weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely.
Put that in the notes, no.
Yeah, right. No, but I'll reach out to, I already had to reach out to town council about something else, so
Oh,
I'd be
okay.
more than happy to ask them about that and see what kind of the steps are moving forward with like.
I was gonna suggest if you
You
don't
may have
mind.
to have a public hearing on that too.
Oh, yeah, no, this is not something for tonight,
Yeah,
the
that's-
next
this is
couple
just-
of meetings.
Just topic, this.
This would be like
Just
throwing the
something-
goals.
Correct, yeah, goal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what I was gonna request is if you or Laura could get, Brookline to fax over a copy,
Yeah, of course. You could,
or email a copy over.
Yeah, they might even have it on their website, just because everyone likes to do stuff technical.
Yeah.
Regardless, we'll get our hands on top of it.
electronically.
I
Be
read
like-
it through the Mass General Law, the Supreme Court decisions.
Okay.
So I didn't get the full gist of the rules,
Okay.
but I got that they approved it and said that it was legal for them to do, because the cigarette people went crazy.
Yeah.
So didn't the small business people.
Yeah,
Okay.
But it's something to think about, and
Definitely.
I think it's a nice idea.
right. I think the Supreme Court, which I'm gonna give them credit at times when it's due, is obviously, as a country, lung cancer is predominantly in smokers, but in non-smokers who are around secondhand smoke or just unlucky genetically. But that said, if we're a society trying to reduce healthcare, getting humans to live longer, there's no positive side to smoking. The only thing I can see now, when we do a public hearing is, aside from tobacco associations, is businesses will say, you're gonna send them to Woonsocket, Medway, Blackstone.
Yeah, and that's their
So-
problem.
Yeah, but I'd say,
We want to make it healthy. That's how I
Right,
look at it.
right, yeah. Bellingham striving to be a board of health that wants to do things that are for the health of the citizens, not.
And listen, I know it's very hard to stop smoking. It's very hard.
Yeah,
I smoked for almost 30
yeah,
years.
I never did, but I have a daughter. that smokes.
And it's now been 21 years in February this year,
Good.
that I don't smoke. And maybe somebody else needs just that little impetus to say, okay, maybe I'll give it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just something to think
It's a
about.
good idea.
Definitely. Yeah,
I mean, how do I say it? It's defensive thinking, it's proactive, instead of just saying, we react to things.
Yeah.
Like I said, once I get an epidemiologist in here, I don't remember where lung cancer was, but there's other diseases that go along with smoking. For example, pancreatic cancer is on the rise for smokers. So whatever, okay.
Okay,
Next item is, so do you have anything, you already did both, right? You and,
yeah, that was
Okay.
pretty much it.
okay, so, Dylan, what about Earth Day outcome?
Yeah, I mean,
We signed it?
yeah, Earth Day was great.
I think it was
We had a really good outcome. Tim let me know that apparently we actually got kudos last night at the select board meeting.
Perfect, good.
That they said that it was, the best turnout that they've had. And,
excellent.
Perfect, good.
So, yeah, it was really great. The
Did we
main
get a
reason
final count?
Yeah.
on the trash bags.
No, no, no,
on
on
the
the people.
No, because Laura and I were planning on doing that tomorrow.
Okay.
We need to go through. We never got a count from the DPW. Usually they give us a
You should
count.
do that, yeah.
I drove around to most of the spots and I would say that the ones I saw was about 150.
I would say that or more.
I think
Yeah.
there was more because I didn't hit some of the spots,
Okay,
Yeah.
fine,
but I hit the big ones.
okay, good.
Yeah,
And like Maple Street, they had them the length of the street.
Right,
So,
right. And I'm gonna say,
Depot,
just to throw this out there, I called Dylan, what was it? The day after that, well, actually, I called him, probably it's Sunday, but Monday I called you, I think. And it was, we had gotten something from Judith Schmitz, the head of the DEP Wetland Division. She happened to be around that area, and by the way, there was, 2 or 3 days ago, a state car, that person was, stopped, taken a photo. But it was so clean, even though I said to Dylan, when he had brought this up there, well, I brought up to him that Jesse and I got emails, I assume the office got them too, from the chief of the wetland division saying the filth in there. What they're doing is they're looking at the development going in for 250 houses and another development going in, and they're saying, really? I mean, you need to clean up the wetlands, because, if it's a public hearing, people will visit the site and they'll say, well, we're gonna build, it's not gonna harm the wetlands, look at all this trash here, that's harming the wetlands, anyway. So it was so cleaned up, I was so perfect, I was shocked. There's a few pieces way in where it's still muddy,
yeah.
but that'll be dry in a couple of weeks, hopefully someone will go pick it up.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I actually, I've just been seeing, I've seen a few people who I believe volunteered at Earth Day. Just random times, random days,
Doing extra.
wearing vests
Perfect.
and bagging stuff. I've bagged stuff a few times if I'm driving around town, and I see something real nasty
Right,
that bothers me, I grab it,
Great,
but
thanks.
yeah, no, so.
Okay, so that's good. Okay,
I
So-
definitely want to, next year, give out T-shirts.
yeah,
Yes,
Because people wear them all year long.
Right.
It's not just that one day,
right.
and people maybe get into the swing of things.
Yeah, I
the
think that's a
little
great
kid is
idea.
okay, but you gotta wear that occasionally.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I think especially, kind of, I was explaining on the day of, I think it was important, at least for me personally, to get one of these just kind of under my belt, and now that I know
Yeah.
how it feels and what it entails going forward, I think, we'll be able to make it bigger and better next year. I think
Yeah,
the
I
t-shirts are a
agree.
Fantastic
I
idea.
think the other thing is if we start now,
Right, yeah, plan.
we can
early.
hit the
Bingo.
businesses maybe once or twice to
Right.
get donations and
Right.
things.
Definitely.
Commitments to donate.
Yeah, well, no, to actually get stuff in,
Oh,
so
yes,
we
okay.
have it to
Okay, fine.
use
Okay, fine,
during the year to buy stuff,
okay,
to have on the shelf.
And I'm also thinking maybe we can, there's a lot of different strategies we can employ. One thing I know, I think you've mentioned it a few times, we could reach out to businesses and see if businesses would be willing to ask their employees to say, on that Saturday, go out and clean. So Amazon, Victory Packaging, you know, all
Yeah,
those.
that would be helpful.
Because
yeah.
if they do that,
Right.
that's one less crew that we have to send there, that we
Yeah.
can send to a different.
And
industry.
those kind of businesses might wanna donate to have their logo on the
Right.
T-shirt.
Exactly.
On the back,
Mhm.
we have the Bellingham
Advertising.
logo on the front.
And then on the back, it's just all names of people who,
Yeah,
Exactly.
And the front should have something big, Earth Day, Bellingham Earth Day, whatever.
yeah, I think that's a fantastic
I think
idea.
it's just something, you know,
We've always had shirts, and that's, I couldn't figure what's missing this
Yeah.
year. Thanks, Rick, but that's what was missing.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I'd like I said.
And
if
we'll
you
have the
need-
budget for it next year
Right.
too.
Well, yeah, and, if we need be, I don't mind trying to raise money.
Oh, yes,
That's,
yeah, definitely,
Yeah, that's fine.
100%. I
All
agree.
right, okay, moving on. The next thing is the employee calendar for May,
I make a motion that we accept the May 2024 calendar.
okay?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried. Okay, great. Okay, going, yeah, Michael Marching, discuss. Potential suspension revocation.
Yeah, so, the reason why this is on here and the reason why we're discussing it, I asked that we don't take any action on this right now in this meeting. Just because,
He has to have his
he
day.
has to have, there is no technical, you know, regulation that says we have to notify him, but it is the right thing to notify him that we will be suspending or revoking his permit. I also think it's wise for us to reach out to, and of course, I will do this, to reach out to town council.
Right.
Just real quick before we move forward and make sure that everything's good, because, we knew that, Mr. Marchand, we want to make sure we do everything the correct way to avoid any sort of lawsuit on behalf of the
I
town.
agree.
So, I just wanted today to kind of present you with all of the facts that I have at my disposal, as well as my personal opinion on the case. Essentially, I'm just gonna try and keep it brief. I think there's no need to even really go into the 419 situation.
However, wait a minute.
Just,
No, go ahead.
this is not even on the grounds of 419.
Okay, okay.
This is actually on the grounds of, if you will see, there's a letter in here where I, on April 18th, requested pumping records for the
Okay,
sewage.
Yeah, I read that.
Right,
Okay, fine.
so, I have not received those records, and if you will also see, there's a separate article from the Attorney General where he is being under investigation for, essentially dumping
Wetlands violation.
a wetlands violation where he is dumping
Yeah.
septic waste into the wetlands in Blackstone. So, with that being said, I reviewed the Title V code and under disposal, section 15.504, it says it essentially, I'm not gonna read the full paragraph. It describes all of the ways that you are supposed to properly dispose of stuff.
Right.
You bring it to a treatment works or a sanitary sewer. But the last line on here says, any other disposal is a violation of 310 CMR 1500. So in my personal opinion, whereas we don't have pump slips. We have proof that he is under investigation
Right,
by the Attorney General for dumping. Who's to say that
some of us.
some of our stuff was that dumping, which is grounds that he broke Title V and to suspend his permit. So that's kind of all of the evidence.
So if we suspend this permit, does that, negate him being able to go anywhere else or just in
Just
Bellingham?
that.
It's just in Bellingham.
Okay, are we tapped into the DHP?
The DEP,
DEP?
yes, we are, because, if you see, funny enough, Jennifer Massiones, that is my DEP contact. I've been talking to her about the case.
Okay.
She actually told me that, here, I can read you the
But
text.
are they, scheduling a hearing on him?
I think that this is essentially, to my knowledge, the way it was explained to me is that he was already under investigation, and the publishing of this article is kind of the closure to say that he was, like, this is them taking the action, from
So
what
are
I
they
understand.
finding them or?
I believe so. There's like, there's
But they're
a,
still letting him operate?
Yes, and I asked her about that, and she said that the reason why is because it's technically still considered a civil, not a criminal case. And it is extremely difficult in a civil case to completely dissolve his company.
Right.
So she told me that essentially this was the most powerful thing that she could do is to publish this article that they're.
Now, she can request, like, other than Bellingham, do this, she technically call the other agents and see if the other towns are gonna do the same thing.
I
What do you know?
believe I don't know that part,
Okay,
you know,
the only thing I'm gonna say is, as long as you're saying, and I'm, Rick, you can weigh in on this, because
I agree,
if you're saying 419's left out, well, then
I'm not,
taking,
yeah.
no, I'm 419 pump records. If you get them, then what happens? If you get them, that is here, comes in with his proof, then what do we do? You can't go using the article to do something. Because personally, I'm a wetland expert, and I'm also saying this is definitely a violation. But
Totally,
he has to be caught in the dumping, like if it was Bellingham, he's dumping waste. You know, let's say he owns a piece of property in Bellingham. This is in Blackstone. We don't know, and this is not recent. This is not 419 stuff. This is over a year ago, because I, got a call from him saying, hey, can you delineate out the wetlands and can you do soil logging? I said, I can't, Mike. I said, at that point, it was last November. I said, my brother just died. I said, I absolutely can't do it. Second of all, I'm not set up as a 74-year-old guy to go out there. He said, well, I'll dig a hole for you. I said, I cannot do that. I said that I needed to be able to have him get another engineer. If you want some wetland side things, I said, then I will do that for you because, that's part of my business. But the other thing I want to say is, if we used 419 as our example, like you didn't get the record, then just because I have to be fair, when people attack me, I'm gonna get you once I find out we're going after somebody else. And that is, we have Miles, we have the Wilmington Pump Company. They installed a new one and a new pump without an electrical permit and without a septic permit. I don't care about the electrical permit. That's Bill's job. But I care that someone puts in a sewer line, call it sewer, it's private sewer, and puts in a pump. Which, by the way, sort of later on, when the crux hits the, one of the cruxes of the problem was that water was being pumped into that system. And
so,
we do have an inspection like every 6, but
okay,
I want to clarify this, Rick, and Dylan too. We should modify to say that if it's 6 months right in the middle of a dry period, we're not doing it. We want to do it when it's peak flow, so it has to be maybe every 3 months. Or 3 to 6,
yeah,
but we want our 6 months to go, because I'm gonna say it as a board, as an expert in Title V. I don't care what Roger said. I said to you, only because I knew it was gonna piss off Blue Wings, and I have the right to do that, because the law says you will have a solid pipe. You will not have a pipe where you can view things. This is not an aquarium. And I mean, I know the board made that. We could revisit that and say, you know what? We are not accepting it. You're
okay,
gonna dig that whole thing up. You're gonna replace that pipe. And that's because whoever did that also did that without a permit.
so,
We can't allow people to do things without a permit.
so that's valid, so,
Right.
but so my
That's fine.
question
So
is,
Everybody goes with everybody.
so would,
I'm willing to do. that.
yes, I was going to
Nobody
say, so
gets a
would you
free
like to
ride.
take action against him as well for
Absolutely.
doing work without a permit?
Yep.
Because
Absolutely.
if that's grounds as well, then I would say that we would do both.
Now, the only thing is, the person they used to have was Dwight something, I forget his last name, at All America. He gave me the records, and it's kind of funny. Like a month or 2 later, he's gone.
Yeah.
So I am in communication with him because we sort of stayed, I don't know, friends, what do you call it, business friends? I can get him, even though he's in Florida,
Yeah,
to come into a meeting and give me that information, because he paid the other contract.
So what
I don't know, do we
what I
wanna do
think
this,
our
Rick?
best, what I
And
think our
Richard,
best
or
action
Dylan,
is,
what do you think?
regardless,
Right,
is to reach out to town council about
Fine, yeah,
this and
do that.
see how we can move forward.
and Oscar too,
Because whether it's about this
right,
or whether it's about something else.
Right.
I have vocalized to you, I have vocalized to each member.
Right.
Before. And this and honestly, I don't know if it's my first time on the record saying this, but if it is, then it is. In my opinion, I think it's in our best. I think it is our best option.
Right.
For the betterment of ourselves
Okay.
and the town.
Okay.
To take action and
Okay.
not allow
I don't have any problem.
these types
I'm
of
just saying-
installers to continue installing.
Correct, I agree, but from this point forward, we also, for other cases that come up, you know.
Correct.
Like, even though they had a war, and I don't know how it got resolved, you may remember this, but Dylan, you can update me on this, because 89 and 91 Blackstone Street, when that turned into a cluster,
Oh, yeah,
clearly he did things wrong.
Yeah.
Now, you may have said to me, well, you know, maybe we should suspend it, or maybe we just let him fix it. And what happened was, she, the relative, decided to get her own person. It looks really fine. We had it cameraed, both by him and by another company, which she paid for. And it appears there was no damage. Just because you didn't damage something, we won't allow contractors to continue to do this stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously, for you, you know now, if you see boulders, you're not gonna accept it. You just
Yeah.
don't, hey, you need to clean this up, you won't get a certificate for it.
totally.
And if they don't clean it up, you won't be installing, you know? I mean, you can be nice and give them a few chances, you know?
Yeah, but
But when you feel, I agree, when you feel someone, how do I say it? Trying to get over
in
the
the
new
wrong,
guy,
yeah,
then I'm definitely
So at
supporting
this,
you.
at this
100%.
point, we're looking for him to give us the records that he's not producing.
Correct.
correct.
Let's go with that.
Let's go.
Contact him, town council, have town council send a letter, or we send a letter
Send a letter. We can-
saying either produce the documents
Right,
or your license will be suspended.
right.
Yep.
Right,
And I think if we give them a 30-day time period or whatever.
Right.
We could also say by, just so that we don't have to waste the time of calling an additional meeting.
Right.
We can say, if you guys would like, we could give them the timeline of by our next meeting or the meeting after.
Yeah.
Whatever we
That's
would
fine,
like.
yeah, and that way at least we get them on notice,
Right.
that this is what we're doing.
Right.
Yep.
We're not doing anything in the background to
Correct.
try and jam them.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you've gotta produce the documents that we're requesting. It's not like it's rocket science.
Exactly,
Right, right.
yeah,
So
so
can we do a letter to the,
what
talk
was
to the
that?
town council?
Right.
So-
Get a letter
Dylan,
from,
can you read my text that they sent you, please?
Right.
Yep, give me 2 seconds. I don't,
Don't read it aloud, just read it to yourself and give me an answer.
yeah, 7. No,
I honestly,
I don't want nobody else to know what I'm saying, all right?
of course, I don't know, I will have to look into that. I would,
Okay,
I would say.
well,
it
right
is-
now, I'm abstaining from any voting against him or with him, you know what I mean?
Yep, we're not taking any action against him.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
the purpose-
That's why I shot that to you.
Of course, yeah, just to let.
no,
just to
and
let
that's
you-
why I said, let's put them on notice that we're doing
Right,
something.
you can't-
But we're not gonna do anything to take his license.
Yeah, we're not
away from
taking
him.
any action tonight.
We just want him to produce the
My
records.
thing is, I don't want him to be able to come back at the board.
Correct,
Of course,
that's what I was.
which is why I'm gonna do
Go
my
to
due
the town,
diligence,
yeah.
go to town council, and we're gonna
Please.
do it the right way.
Okay, sounds good to me. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay, so,
that's that.
with all that, okay, no new business, no old business, maybe. Okay,
The letter,
Go.
did we talk about the letter?
Oh, yeah, I was just about to say, actually. Yeah, we wanted to, first of all, there's 2 letters in there, there's one that's a big, long list. That one, I already reached out to, the Bellingham Bulletin about getting that published, I'm getting pricing on that, I'm hoping, I actually. Should have gotten that today, I'll have to reach back out to them tomorrow, but they.
This
they
first
didn't.
letter is the one we're talking about.
This one,
Okay, down, okay.
this
That
one,
one's going in.
this one is going in the
In the
bulletin.
bulletin, go,
Can
go.
you also contact the, senior center and have them put it in their calendar?
Yeah, that's good.
That this is what happened.
Right.
Of course, definitely,
Anytime we can, and then can we add this to the website?
definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, That's easy enough to do.
We
though.
definitely wanna
No,
give
but
it-
I'd like to make a motion that we put that on the website.
Okay,
And I like the letter that we signed.
right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, funny enough, the reason why the letter was here was because there's one person who has to sign it still, but he's on the phone, so it's okay. I just thought it would be nice. No, it's okay. I just thought it would be nice to have a letter signed by all of the
Yep.
actual board members to send to the businesses, thanking them
Okay.
personally, each of them, for their donations.
Is it going up?
It is not because we were waiting on the signature. So
Okay.
when when Mr. Martinelli gets back,
Right.
whenever that is.
I'll be back Sunday, Monday's day.
Yeah,
So Monday,
So-
Richard,
so
if you can
Monday-
get up there,
so Monday,
Sign it.
if you don't mind popping in and just, I got a document for you to sign, we'll sign it and I should be able to send it out.
No problem, I'll get ahold of you on Monday then.
Beautiful, sounds good,
okay,
thank you.
Rick's, comment and, about posting this on the, his business on the bulletin and the website. Can you second that, Richard?
Absolutely.
Okay. So if you'll second it, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so carried, great. So yeah, I think it was a absolutely great day. There was a lot of people that reached out. There was a lot of people that, you know, I think it was some people's first time, they were proud. Proud to
Well,
be
there
part of the
was,
group.
there was a couple of people that I ran into, or they ran into me up at Market Basket.
Okay.
And said, yeah, you were at the, Earth Day, and I said, yeah. That was a great day, there was, both of them were
Yeah,
like
that's good.
really happy.
Older, younger.
They were in their, I'd say in their fifties.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
And it was surprising that I got noticed because I usually don't, but. They were very happy. They said they definitely want to participate again next year. In fact, one of them said, we should do it every month. I said, well, listen, it's hard to get a month done once a year, but
Yeah, I think every month would be like,
a little much.
we would have to have technically a budget item.
yeah,
Because there's no way businesses are going to, you know, and
Keep
again,
giving.
I always say Earth Day is every day. You know, if you have frontage like I have, it's a disaster. As a matter of fact, I gotta get going with this camera because I swear that some of the roads we did, they added trash
yeah,
the day
Lake,
after,
yeah, Lake Street. I
Yeah.
I
Well,
already went there.
even South Main.
No, but Lake Street, I went there and I grabbed 4 hubcaps and a bottle of cigarette water,
Okay.
so. But I digress, you can
Okay,
move on.
so I
to
have
the
a
next thing.
quick question for you too, because I was going to, I don't know if this. Is this the thing you wanted to send out to everybody?
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say, I actually already printed this out, like, I wish Laura was here, cause, I think she was saying that either someone requested it or I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly the context. But she was like, hey, Dylan, didn't you already type something out, like a recycling correspondence? And I was like, yeah, it's right here. And she was like, okay, let me throw it on.
Right.
So it's on here.
Right.
I think it's more so just maybe another thing that we'd like to add to the paper, I'm guessing, so I can also reach out to them about that, about throwing it in as an additional notice on like maybe a orange paper or something.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
people
they
see
can,
it.
fine.
But I think that's the only reason why that's really in there.
Okay,
And I think this also should go on the website.
correct.
But I would like you to contact Claire down at the recycle center.
Correct, yeah,
Okay,
She's in charge.
right.
And run all this by her. So she can give us, if it might be something you left out or something.
Yeah,
that needs to
right,
be-
yeah, cause I took this.
Yeah.
From what I remember, I took this straight off of the website, but
Yeah.
as she works there, you know, they
Yeah,
don't always
right.
match up the
She used to
website,
be the
what's accepted.
DPW main person with the
Yeah.
girls. Now we have Barbara, we have.
Oh, your flashlight's on your phone, by the way.
Barbara, a few other ladies, I can't remember, Deanna
Yeah,
and, whatever the other lady's name.
yeah, definitely.
But anyway.
No, but it's
they
Claire
constantly
down
call
at
us.
the,
Yeah, Claire's the recycling.
And when you go down to the recycle center, there's the big building that the carpenter uses.
Yeah.
She has an office in that building now.
Oh, that is that.
Okay, yeah,
So she's there a little more than,
okay,
Just say.
just Saturdays and Sundays.
Perfect.
Perfect.
That is.
I'll contact her and see if I could like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and in fact, I can give you a number later.
Beautiful,
She-
yeah,
She
she texted over to me.
Hey, you know, so, she mentioned, I said, yeah, I said, great member. I said, joined in July. I said, and you know, it was the start of many good things, you know. I said,
Definitely.
Yeah, clear recycle.
I said-
I'll text it over.
I'm glad that,
Beautiful.
how do I say it? You said to us, I think, in that, back in July,
Yeah.
been living in this town a long time. It's time for me to do my civic duty. And I said, well,
It absolutely is.
I
So,
love it.
I wish more people would do it.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, but as people on the select board say, Vinny, you want qualifications for a member. We can't even get them to join. It's just me. To me, the more you bring to a board qualification wise, the better you are. And, you know, everybody has something that it's not exactly Board of Health, you know.
Well,
What
no,
Rick read.
exactly. Yeah, no,
There's many years, you know, in police that
we're
really.
a very,
it
we're a
helps
very
the-
balanced board.
Yeah, so
Definitely.
here's the other thing, that a couple of people reached out to me. And I said, I think Dylan's working on something, but there are certain streets now, and this is what I thought too for, especially those places that now we hit by DEP. Like we did for tobacco, we put it everywhere where the public could join in and put signs up. I'm thinking we make up signs. And unfortunately, if you're gonna waste that time to make up a sign, it's not gonna be $100.
I think
It's gonna
that,
start at 300 and up.
it's funny you should say that because I actually already brought that up in the office this week. I just didn't get, it just
Fine.
came up after we'd already made the.
That's fine, and DPW will have to
So-
mark a dig safe and then drive a stake,
Yeah,
and they will put it up for us. I
But
believe we
I-
will pay for it.
I don't
We have
know.
money for that.
I don't know if I have to. If we would have to like make an actual, put it on the docket as something to discuss. In order to change like permit fees, or not permit fees, but fines.
No, what I'm saying is you could put, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, if you put it on a private lot,
Yes.
it's 300.
Yeah.
But, if you put it on a regular road, ironically, Bellingham has had two signs. I used to flip out.
Yeah,
When I used to drive in from Medway, they're still there. It says, per order of the Board of Selectmen, littering is prohibited, fine, $300. And that's when our law was 50, now it's 100. So.
I was telling,
We
I was
would
telling
have to
Laura,
make, we would have to make an amendment, but if you amend
Of course.
the 100, you also have to amend the 3, because unless you want to just say, we don't care, everybody catches up to 300.
I was telling Laura we
It's like
should
the
do,
state of Massachusetts,
I was,
300
Yeah.
to 10,000, or 500 to
I was
10,000.
saying in my, we can get into it in a later meeting.
I like to scare them.
Just at,
into
just
saying-
at the basis, just to
Correct.
let you know what my idea was. I was going hard, I was gonna say 500,000, 1,500,
Right.
put a sign up in the areas
Right.
that are really bad.
Especially when they're remote,
And,
nobody sees it.
and
Cops do
then
not see it.
we'll
We
get
don't see
cameras.
it. Yeah,
But,
that's fine.
but yeah, so.
Well, a
well,
couple
we can-
people brought it up, so
yeah.
let's think about that, if we have to do a public hearing to amend the fee structure,
Yeah,
and I think we would,
I can also.
we can do that.
I already have a list of items, I have a bullet list of items to talk to council about,
Fine.
I'll add it to it.
Okay, thanks. Okay, CBD, psychoactive substance regulation, so.
Yeah, I took that off hold because I got the chance to actually speak with Nicole.
Okay, good.
Not
Is there
too,
anything,
there's not anything
That's
in
fine.
there because not too much really happened. She
Okay.
just kind of told me that like you. I wouldn't say it was a negative thing, but it wasn't exactly super positive. It was just kind of a mute point where she was like, you know. There's not really that many places that have this type of legislation written, and I was like, I know that, that's why we're trying to write it.
right.
And so she told me, I believe it was like to look at another town, I think it was North Attleboro,
Okay,
has like Needham, they wrote out regulations of like similar, more so similar to what you were proposing, where it's like a psychoactive substance ban,
Right.
but there's they listed specific ones where it kind of, it sounded like what she was describing. Maybe it got through that issue that was before, where the one that you had proposed, there was issues with alcohol and this and that,
right.
where this
Well, what
one,
happened was
because
the
it
way it
was
was written,
explicitly.
without spelling out Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, and any other organically or inorganically derived psychoactive substances, which is our ban, it covers everything.
Yeah,
Because if the new ones come in, we don't have to say, oh, we didn't list that one. No,
Yeah.
no, we had to list something, so it would not be capricious and what was the other word?
Arbitrary,
Arbitrary.
yeah,
And that's what town council did for us.
well,
So
exactly,
ours, I wanna know, because ours typically didn't deal with hemp and CBD,
yeah,
but if they're also taking the hemp and the CBD, and even though they're not violating the, what do you call it, the marijuana law, the dispensary laws, but they're actually sneaking it in because they're making money off it. That's the only
which,
reason why.
well, no, that's exactly.
I wanted to cover the loophole and say, you know what, we were being nice guys.
Yeah.
And what they do, they said, hey, Bellingham can't have a dispensary, so we'll sneak it into our businesses. Because we cannot have a dispensary based on our regulations.
Well, that's exactly why, so I'm gonna look at North Attleboro and Needham,
Right.
and I'm gonna get those lists,
Right.
and.
And maybe just modifying us.
Yeah, I was gonna
Public
say,
hearing is
and then
simple.
I think,
Right,
yeah, I think we're kind of at this point where I think I can essentially draft something and go to Nicole with it, because I'm like,
Yeah.
is this good? And then we kind of take it from there.
fine, yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's do it, okay, thanks. Okay, we're gonna keep food insecurities and insurance strongly on hold.
Yeah.
I will have to get that going.
Well, now that Earth Day is over, we have a little bit more
Right.
time. So
Well, not
get
get
into
it, I
it.
also have a couple of people that, like I said, have reached out to me in town.
Yeah.
And they have a need
Yeah.
to say like, well,
Well,
do I
all
have
the
to
more
deal with the
reason,
status? No, you should be able to deal with the town.
yeah,
If we have an intern and you're willing to give up PHI, HIPAA stuff, in other
yeah,
words,
public health information,
yeah, personal
health,
health,
personal health
Yeah.
information, sorry.
PH, whatever. Whatever HIPAA covers, these people have to be willing to give it. It will go encoded as no names. It may be in, streets will be listed in endemic area, especially if there's a hotspot. And then we'll try to pursue using DEP, see if there's monitoring wells. Margaret at the Bureau of Resource for Air Quality. Maybe they're downstream from another community.
Yeah. But that's, but I think,
Yeah.
again,
We gotta
not
figure
to-
out what's
yeah,
going on.
not to beat a
We have
dead
people
horse,
dying,
but
and you know,
just get me a skeleton,
I will, okay. I'll
and
do
then
that. Okay.
I can flesh it out and
Yeah, okay,
we can take it off hold and then.
okay, I'll do that as soon as I can.
Yeah, of course.
The other thing too is we're on Thursday for, what do you call
Planning.
it? The, what do you call it? The inspection, for,
Oh, the pool.
the pool. inspection,
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a pool inspection at the Curtis Apartments on Thursday at
And then,
8:30.
What about, Jefferson, or whatever they call it, Charles,
I was just gonna do them the next day.
fine, perfect, that's fine.
I figured I just
Oh,
needed,
I see what you're saying.
yeah.
We go out
I-
together, we do Curtis, you figure out the form that we have developed. that-
Yeah.
Sure, it's in there.
Yep,
And then
I have it.
we just go through it.
Yeah.
And then whatever.
Yeah.
And hopefully.
Because I've done pool testing before, it's just
Right.
there was a few additional lines that I hadn't heard of before.
Right, and
Like
the
the
reasoning
fetching
is-
disc, which I'm sure after Googling it seemed
Right.
pretty simple, but I just still don't
Right.
know
The
what like the
reason some of
measurements
those that
are.
added in is because some contractor, how do I say it, for, hey, you're easy. I don't like when people tell me that, I think I'm usually ahead of the curve.
Yeah,
Well, you only get ahead if you keep up with it. And
Exactly.
we have a lot of regulations. And we didn't have a lot of pools, we had one. And it went away, it was Weepoke, and then, we
Yeah.
find out, oh, the Jefferson had one, but we weren't inspecting it because
Now we
my
have three.
agent. Yeah, but my agent wasn't doing it, so
yeah,
if your agent's not doing it, the Board of Health doesn't know about it. And then some lady complained.
Yep.
And
No,
then
but
the
we're,
town wasn't even open
yeah.
for like one building and got like 6 complaints. So the guy that met me out there, the installer, said, hey, you need to come. Here, let me give you Westwood and let me give you another town. He said, you need to at least meet this. He says, because your reg doesn't even meet the state minimum. He said, now those towns added a few things. So I promptly said, Laura, add them in there,
yeah,
produce the form. And I
yeah,
said.
no, so, yeah, we'll go through the form on Thursday.
And I did it, and then,
Yeah.
like I said, I resolved the issue with someone saying. I said to the person, who was that guy, the Bob or whatever, I
Bill.
said, you can't shock it at 7 in the morning.
Yeah,
You come in at 5 or 4, you can shock it,
yeah,
but you cannot shock it at 7. Open the pool at 8:30, 9 o'clock. because they have a card,
Yeah,
each tenant. And they go in there and they get burned.
Yeah.
A rash, and I'm going like, is it heat rash? Not when it's
Yeah.
pretty cold outside, but the pool's got a little
chemical
heat.
rash, yeah.
It was chemical. I said, it's chlorine burns. I said, Anyway, so I was a little nervous that, how do I say it? When you're a nice guy, people take advantage of you.
No,
I
yeah,
don't like that. I mean, it's like, and then you write a reg and they don't even read it.
well, exactly,
But
yeah, but no, we'll address it and
So
we'll have an
anyway, so-
inspection, so.
I'm glad too also though, as you had said, just to let Rick know and Rich know, they actually have a pool person, not just what we call the guy maintenance man.
Yeah, yeah,
Because that was one of the things I said, you should have two people. do it.
Yeah.
Because, pool person usually has a certificate and license.
Yeah.
Usually they try not to do things on continuing ed side where they have to go for training and they violated the rules. And someone at the training coordinator hears about it, so, good, okay. You got the time for bills?
Make a motion that we accept the Solomon VNA hospice bill, $670.
Second,
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
Sign, please. I make a motion that we accept the, bill for $200. For SD Septic Installations LLC.
Was it 200 or 700?
second,
This is 200.
Oh, okay.
There's
There's
two bills.
Okay.
yeah.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried, okay.
Sign that one. I have another one for SD Septic for $500. I make a motion that we approve.
Okay, second, okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
All right, I make a motion that we accept the bill for WB Mason in the amount of $17.79.
second,
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
Okay, I make a motion that we accept and pay Home Depot bill for $115.36.
second,
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
Okay, we have an application for a community septic betterment program for Thomas and Teresa Scanlon, 170 Patricia Drive in Bellingham. The amount requested is $26,635. I make a motion that we approve.
Okay,
There's a proof of,
I haven't gotten to that yet.
okay. So is this the one where three of us signed and?
No, this is the one you signed.
Good, got it.
I make a motion that we accept it.
Okay, second on that, Richard?
second,
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, abstained, so carried.
All right, I make a motion that we accept the tax bill to show that it's current for the betterment agreement for the same owners.
second,
Okay, all those in favor say
Aye.
aye. Opposed, abstained, so
And
carried.
this one's gonna be signed by everybody.
Everybody, yeah, so. So Richard, when you get back in, some of these things will require signatures.
all right, I'll stop, he's doing it in his office.
Yeah. Go, have these available to him, so they're all.
Yeah. I'll just hold on.
Especially
Do you wanna just gather the ones that Richard needs to sign?
Right, right.
For me?
The regular bills, I don't think it's an issue, two
No.
signatures.
Two signatures should
But
be
the
fine.
betterment stuff has to have three.
Yeah.
names.
I just wanna separate it so that way I know,
Right.
and then I'll,
Okay.
I'll take his and I'll.
This stuff, really, Rick doesn't have to have three
Cause
signatures.
I'll put the bills he needs to sign in my folder, so I.
This one he has to sign
And the other.
and the betterment one, right?
Betterment, yeah, not that. Give it back here, yeah.
Yeah, no, I have them all here. I
Okay.
just wanna make sure I get them in order. Yeah, this is the big one, Dylan,
Okay,
that he has to sign.
sounds good.
This one, shred, I mean, you wanna look at it, it's the.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's
It's
the,
their tax.
So only one person, yeah, shred that.
yeah, I'll shred it.
Okay,
Yep.
We'll stick it with this.
Yeah, you can just stick it all together,
That's
yeah.
all right, and then these top two are the ones that he has to sign.
Beautiful.
All
Sounds
right.
good, thank you.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second,
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried. So is it Richard, you can't see it really. Does it look like the TVs look newer up there, or brighter, or is it my imagination?